This is Josiah Plays Pillars of Eternity 2 Deadfire. I'm in the Chieftain's Lodge here. In Tikawara. And we're going to see what this chieftain has to say.
Good thinking.
The many rips in this worn old banner have been lovingly stitched back together. The wood is smooth under your hand. The totem looks to have been carved and painted recently. Ranga Ruanu. Anamawa huddles in close conversation with the warriors next to him. He whispers in a low, stern voice. No sooner do you catch his eye than he grins wide enough to stretch every muscle in his face.
Greetings, friend. Always an honor to receive guests.
He inclines his head and touches his brow. Sekaruna, captain of the Sea Cow, at your service.
I would shower you with the fruit of our harvest, but the season is unkind, I say. Pococahara is restless. Even from afar, the storms tear our bounty up by the root and chase fish to calmer shores.
Yeah, I know about those storms. They're no joke. He raises his hand to gesture to the east. His hand falls limply to his side. What is Pococahara?
An island not touched since the days of our ancestors. The Valians went to Pococahara for luminous Ardra, but their expedition does not return. As the storms grow wild, Tikawara dies around us. No traveler will land here if they are forced to eat their belts, I say.
Yeah, belt eating, generally not a big draw. Come to Tikawara, eat your own belt! Yeah, see, it doesn't really. He absently presses his knuckles, worrying the blood from his fingers. I hope the weather calms for you.
Ikira, as do I, friend.
His brow creases, pulled down by a tired smile. Tell me about your tribe.
Our village here is young still, but we will grow when the Valians come. That is for what we build many houses now, even a trading post.
He beams with pride. He's really proud of that fucking wrecked ship converted to a trading post.
We make Tikawara pleasing to the Valians. Then when they come for Pococahara, they build their harbor here. They must.
He clears his throat. You don't seem to mind the Valian influence here.
Some tribes push foreigners away, but it is good to have powerful friends.
A frown briefly clouds his expression.
We got plenty of those. Ours are holding our lives ransom and playing us against their enemies.
If the Valians come, they will build an outpost here in Tikawara.
His gaze unfocuses like he is convincing himself of every word.
And then we will have more to trade with outsiders than just Rongi's mats. With coin comes protection, friendship.
Fun trade between friends. Guys, listen, Tikawara natives, I have a strong feeling you're not going to like how fun trade between friends with the Valians works out for you. He nods vigorously.
A favorable arrangement for both sides, I say.
Way more favorable for them, though. Are you always this friendly?
You sure you want to question that? We never get nice ones like this.
I say that in Tikawara there is always a spot around the fire and...
A gurgle reverberates from the stomach of the guard standing next to Ruanu. He grimaces and places his hands over his belly as if to muffle the sound. The Ranga shoots him a withering glare.
And a Koiki in every hand.
Except for the hands of your guards. When he turns back to you, he's all wide smiles and pleasantries again. We can go back to my previous questions.
Speak on, friend.
He opens his palm and waits. Where could I find supplies?
The Valians left many crates with the dwarf. He hoards them by the beach.
Annoyance flickers across his face, but it's gone as quickly as a ripple on the water.
But we never refuse a guest. If you need sleep, Himuihi will show you all the villages contending for the honor of your visit. And if you need strong Mataru warriors to fight at your side, then Himuihi can help you with this also. She guards the trading post.
I had more questions about Pokokahara.
Wind and sorrow are all that emerge from the ruins. Never answers.
He waves you on. Beyond the storms, is there any danger?
Ikira, we paddle our canoes the long way around Pokokahara for a reason, I say. Another people lived among our ancestors and built a temple in the desert. Now there is only death.
That sounds dangerous.
Now that does tend to follow the Ingwithins.
But the Valians close their ears to my warning.
He shrugs, glancing away. How is Pokokahara causing storms?
You are new to the islands. I would not expect you to know of these things. Our ancestors told of luminous Audra, the bones of the Deadfire, breaching through the sands of Pokokahara. Ngati raises her watery fist in defense of the Audra. Valian or Huana, it is nothing to her who suffers in the wake of such anger.
Yeah, I know. She loves fucking causing suffering. At the implication of divine providence, Palagina's right eye twitches in annoyance, the membrane flicking out and back. Fighting against it, she forces a weak smile and nods politely. Cocking his head to the side, Ruanu mirrors the gesture with a full smile. He seemed to be puzzling out Palagina's reaction. Oh, we got some metaphysics. It is highly unusual for Audra to impact its environment as you describe.
Maybe that is for what the Valians find it so fascinating.
Ruanu scratches his head and shrugs.
Their captain brushed off my tails like the buzzing of gnats.
Why not move the tribe elsewhere?
In our old villages, we were raided by pirates, stolen by slavers, and killed by Rawatayan scouts.
That's fucked up. His head droops further with each admission, as if their acknowledgement diminishes him personally.
So I brought them here, where the soil is too poor for koiki fruit and the waters too shallow for great fish. At least we are in the path of Valian traders as they come and go. This is protection, prosperity, a future.
He nods, resolute in the idea. Back to my other questions.
Speak on, friend. What say?
He spreads open his palms. That's all for now. Farewell. The shrine. Pokokahara lies due east of Tikawara, and the ruins are open to explore. Taking away a guy's fish and fruit? Dick move. Total dick move. What's up, Tim? How you doing? Do 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 do. Oh. That chieftain was very nice and friendly. I did have a nice break. Back and ready for prime time viewership. Oh yeah, right now to 4 people. The primest of times. I pretty much just think of prime time as normal Nox viewing time. This looks pretty cool. Yeah, we've heard about that. At least we're safe from pirates and slavers here. Are you, though? Are you? Literally, these times are not divisible by any number save themselves and one. So prime. If these times were any primer, Amazon would be charging you for them. Oh. I guess I'll take these Kaora wreaths then. Where does this go? I think it just leads to the... Wait, communal storage hut. I have a feeling that if I click on this, it's going to take me out to the world map. Oh! Tikawara Village has its own cute little map. Population of Tikawara Village is only 64. They worship Andra and Helia. They have no imports or exports. This place is rockin'. Tribal castes. The ruler is Ranga Ruanu, whom we just met. And it's 99% Island Amawa and 1 mountain dwarf. They got 99 problems, but a dwarf ain't one. Honestly, that's not true, though. Because even if they just have one dwarf out of 64 is higher than 1%. Just saying. But I guess they're not getting into fractions here, though. It's fine. Dude. Rum is expensive as a motherfucker. Okay, hold on. How come they're all talking about how we don't have any food here? We don't have any food. We're so poor and so full. They sell infinite hagfish. Infinite. You guys don't have any food here, huh? That's weird because I just bought 50,000 hagfishes from you. But I guess this is what the... Oh, if people I can hire. I mean, I don't need them, is the thing. I've already got way more sailors than I need. Seasoned Navigator is nice, though. I think I'm gonna get them. Both. And just keep them in my... You know, my little thing down here where I keep my extra people. Do I want a seasoned navigator instead of Oswald? Oh, Andy's a cannoneer. But Oswald can be a helmsman. I don't... Oh, I do... Berta can be a helmsman? Oh, Ikiak can also be a helmsman, so... Do I want to keep Oswald on there? Or do I want to let Rawir come aboard? 2 navigator, 1 cannoneer. Yeah, I think Oswald's done. He's also a drunkard, so he drinks twice as much. See how most of the people, except for the ogre, only drink 1 a day? Oswald drinks 2. Which I think is kind of rude. So Oswald, you're gonna go... Oh, I have to go back to Nekataka to actually change these people out. That's fine. Infinite Rum looks like a good Saturday night. So I could leave the town on foot and go exploring around the island, which I will certainly do. But I have not yet explored the entirety of the actual town yet. Such as it is. Such as it is. What's this? Huh. So there's a random fine sword laying here, and I guess... Oh, look at this little fish-shaped weather vane type thing on top of this house. I mean, I guess that's what it is.
No time for talk, friend.
And you hide Kowiki fruit?
I hide nothing, you bloated pufferfish. Traitor! Gatty's jaws will close around you.
Oh, something serious going on down there. What's this?
No.
It's woven from Kaora reeds, a hardy but flexible material smelling of sea salt. Of course it is. This guy's all malingering.
No time for talk, friend.
No time for talk. You're literally leaning against a building, doing nothing. No time for fucking talk. Ah, here's Tamao and Makumu. This is the guy that everybody's saying stole the fruit. Looks a bit fish-shapen. What is up, Tamao?
Confess, Tamao, or will you let good food rot?
This guy's just hanging out. Time to lean, time to clean. That's right! A young warrior's forehead is furrowed with lines and beaded with perspiration. He stands over a man bound to a pole.
Does mine look like a full belly, idiot? Question the rest of the Raparu. We all hunger.
Every word out of the bound man emerges as an agonized wheeze. He glares up at Makumu.
Disgrace. Any other Raparu has worked 10 times in a day what you have in your life, and they do not complain.
Well, actually, a lot of them do complain. The warrior pulls a dagger from his belt and thumbs the tip thoughtfully. Blinking, he turns to you, wearing a bright, friendly smile.
Watcher, we can't just let this injustice stand. Do something, or I might.
Okay. Give her a look! I can give her the fucking look at the camera look! Like, Shody starts talking to me and I just look at the camera, like... Don't worry, I intend to.
You do? I mean, of course you do.
She grins big and brassy, unable to hide her happiness with you.
I say, this outsider speaks her mind like a Mataro.
Touches his chin and looks over Shody before focusing his attention back to you.
Another outsider. You visit Tikawara in hungry times.
That's weird, why don't you guys eat some of your infinite hagfish? Makumu sighs through his nose.
For what do you make of this hagfish, huh? Will Tamao confess if I tighten the ropes?
Wait, if you're calling him a hagfish... Oh no! Their hagfish is made of people! He gestures to the bound man. You know, you catch more flies with honey than vinegar. He blinks, momentarily perplexed.
Pakeho caught this wretch stealing the last of the Koiki fruit. The tribe was to feast on it for a harvest ceremony.
I stole no Kowiki, but I wish I had. I would have hid it somewhere most unpleasant.
He bares his teeth in a defiant grin.
You hear this? A second chance we give, and Tamao throws it in our faces.
Kumu holds the blade level with Tamao's heart. Would it make things better if I had some spare Koiki food on hand?
I say, missing food is not the problem. Tamao betrays the tribe, dishonors the Reparo, denies all of us Kahopa's mercy.
I don't think Kahopa's all that merciful, considering Kahopa's one of 2 death eels. He winces as if ashamed to even discuss it.
And he will surely wash back into our nets as a mudfish in the next life if he does not tell us where the Kawiki fruit is!
He raises his voice again, just to be certain Tamao hears it. Yeah! I think he heard it! There's no Kahopa for him? Oh, Nox. What was this Kawiki ceremony?
We would have eaten the last of the Kawiki as a tribe. This way we give our thanks to Kahopa, the eel of life.
His eyes go downcast.
Now this cannot happen. Our harvest fails because this one puts his empty stomach higher than the gods.
Weirdest threat ever. You will totally be reborn as a fish if you don't tell me what you know about the fruit. Yeah, I don't think Jack Bauer ever used that one. Gods or no, harvests fail all the time.
This may be so where you come from, outsider. Kahopa will see to it that Tamao's next life has him crawling on his belly as the snake he is.
Whoa, let's not talk shit about snakes unduly. Has he done this before?
Lied and stolen? Akira. When we have food, he takes more than he deserves. He steals baskets and pots, and even pilfered a spearhead from a warrior on the hunt.
Not a spearhead. Exasperated, Makumu mops his brow with the back of his hand. Yeah, this guy's a fucking criminal mastermind. We're dealing with the Joker here.
I say there is no person in Tikawara who he has not wronged in some way. Maybe no person in the Deadfire.
What say you, Tamao?
I say I deserve what others have in plenty. Shade, a full belly, a moment to kneel on cool sands.
He glares up at Makumu.
We stopped being a tribe when Ruanu dragged us into the path of the outsiders. Now we can only save ourselves.
You shame us, Tamao. To return in your next life as a coconut crab would be too kind.
Oh boy, now it's gonna be a coconut crab. Makumu stamps his foot, kicking up a flurry of dust. So you have your guilty man. What's to be done?
Pikeho's word is enough to give Tamao over to the waves.
Makumu faces the beach and touches his brow.
Better to drown as an innocent man than starve with you fools.
Tamao spits, but without the forward momentum, it just dribbles on his chin. Doo 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 doo. Epic spit fail. Makumu turns his gaze away, doing his best to ignore him. This guy has his enemy's next 4 reincarnations all laid out.
Justice does not fill our stomachs or our hearts. It brings the gods no closer to ending this famine.
Makumu's hand strays toward his stomach. He glances out to the horizon. I owe the gods a favor, and Koiki is as good as found.
Akira, you would do this? I say, our Ranga will dedicate the Feast of the Last Kawiki to your name.
Wow, when I first saw this pop up, I thought that said defecate. I'm like, he's gonna shit out the fruit for me? No, thank you! But it doesn't say that. He claps you on the shoulder, leaving Timau all but forgotten. Palagina doesn't like this god talk.
Until the Kawiki is found, I will delight in prodding this stubborn eel for answers.
Thanks, but no thanks. Yeah. He touched the point of his dagger, his lips spreading into a broad grin.
You are free to question him and your customer, say. And Peheko, he tarries often by the beach.
Makumu nods toward the shore. That would be a sort of rebirth. A sort of. I'd like to know about the village.
Then you must speak with the Ranga. His lodge is at the top of the hill, past the trading post. Nairi also knows much, but she is quiet ever since.
His eyes go wide as he catches himself. He clears his throat.
Nairi, she tends the shrine in the northwest part of town, near the statue of Ngati. Yes.
Ooh, a statue of Ngati would be gross looking. Ngati's gross. He nods rapidly. What do you do here?
I am a warrior, like most Mataru. Can you not tell?
Not really. I don't see you doing any warrioring. I just see you harassing a guy who's tied to a post. He poses, standing tall and flipping his blade in his hand. I mean, apparently this island is crawling with hostile Lagafath. I don't see you out there fighting them. That's what a warrior would do, bro. Just saying.
We have little reason to fight on Tikawara, except when the fishermen drink too much of the dwarf man's liquor. But these are only small fights, not like it was on the island we left before, when the pirates, the slave...
His expression goes slack. For several seconds, his widening eyes stare blankly into some remembered horror. After a moment, he snaps back.
But what did I say? Ah, Tikawara does not give it abundance, but there are worse things, Akira.
Okay. Farewell. Plucked fruit. The last of the tribe's Kawiki fruit is missing. Makumu believes that Tamao stole it, but Tamao insists he's innocent. The fisherman Pekeho caught Tamao stealing Kawiki. Makumu wants the rest of the missing fruit found. I may be able to learn more by talking to Tamao and Pekeho. Alright, let's learn more. The bound man casts a wary stare down at you, his arms tightening weakly beneath their restraints.
Don't know how long a man could last out here like that.
Indeed.
You look at me for what? To watch me shrivel up in the sun?
It may be a trick of the light, but the man's emaciated scowl does appear shriveled. You stole the last of the tribe's Kawiki.
If only my brain and belly had coordinated. I say I would have tried sooner.
Wait, is that a yes or a no? He glances longingly toward the hut north of the Rangas.
Pekeho hates me because I insult his puny catches of fish. All he does is weigh down his boat. For this, he accuses me.
Them puny catches of fish. Well, what's your side of the story?
Pekeho says I was skulking by the drying hut north of the Ranga's home. Akira, this is so.
You were actually skulking?
I would have taken the Kohiki, but it was already gone.
The old I was gonna commit the crime but somebody else did it before me defense. Very good. Because it sounds legit, because it's like, oh look, he's being honest by saying he was gonna do it. Well, can you think of anyone else who might have taken it?
It is said the Raparu share one empty stomach. Blame any of them, I say.
Grimace is down at his lean frame.
The tribe drives me out like jerky because I am hated, not because I am a Kawiki thief.
Oh, they should put some teriyaki on you. Just saying, I would eat some teriyaki person jerky. Tell me about yourself, Tamao. Wow, you're just hanging out here.
I have seen better days than this.
He grimaces up at you.
I labor for the tribe, but our Ranga saves the best of everything for his warriors.
Yeah, the ones who don't seem to be doing shit, really.
For what does a warrior need with a full stomach when we are not at war?
You have a point. Tamao shakes his head and scowls. Hey, that woman's like covering her head because of the rain. So is he. But I like how A, my party members give no fucks about the rain, and this guy doesn't either. I had some questions.
Then maybe you ask someone with both feet on the ground. I need to conserve my strength.
Oh well. I'll be back with a lamp. We've already checked out this whole part of the village. The village, one might say. Still don't know what this guy's deal is.
No time for talk, friend.
You're a liar. You have so much time for talk. Mataru worried that Lagofath will attack us. Where there's a village, there's a way. That's right. Let's see what's going on in this hut. Somebody might need our help in here. Something might be dangerously locked. Wahata. For what does Rangi go out to the beach in the middle of the night? Rangi is restless, I say. They worry that Rautai will attack. Boko Kohara makes for a strange neighbor. Rangi.
Now here.
Ooh, hold on, I gotta see what's in there. Okay, that's nice.
I see your feet will not let you stay in one place.
His lean face has the pale, clammy sheen of a fish belly, but he forces a smile. That's not complimentary. You got that fish belly sheen, bud. What do you do here?
I weave baskets and mats, strong and soft, just as my mother's cousin taught me.
He smiles with real pride.
In the afternoon, I will go to the trading post to sell them.
Wait, didn't we meet this guy at the trading post earlier who told us about weaving baskets and mats?
Of course. All that I earn goes back to the Ranga first. This is prize share.
Yeah, he said the same thing before.
Akira, we trust the Mataru get the Mukumu sees to it. The Tamao is made an example of what breaking prize share looks like.
Yeah, he told us this before. Do you know anything about the missing Koiki fruit?
Only the Tamao is slept like a fat tortoise, while the rest of us chew on reeds to fool our bellies.
Let's see. Rangi folds his arms.
Akira, no one could be less surprised. Tamao had this coming.
Kind of sounds like they're just scapegoating this guy because they didn't like him, because they think he's lazy. You don't seem particularly upset about it.
Guilty or no, being tossed to the waves is what Tamao deserves. I have no tears for him. He complained until the Ranga gave him my finest mats, and then left him out for the sport of beasts. Let the gods sort him.
Okay. Wow, this guy is not getting a lot of love. Rongi's lip curls back, but he holds his composure steady. So even if Tamao is innocent, you don't care?
The tribe has challenges enough without Juana eating from each other's plates.
Flaring his nostrils, Rongi glances away from you.
You overstep for a stranger, an outsider. I say you should go back to the shore that welcomes you.
Wow, Rongi, you're kind of a dick, bro. He turns away and says no more. Listen, buddy. Let me just fill you in on some. There's two kinds of shores, since we're using your metaphor, in the world. There's the shores that welcome me, and then there's shores soaked with blood. Which shore do you want to be? Weaving mats from Kaora reeds is best, I say. It's a pretty carpy thing to say. Nox, really? Carpy.
Nothing seems to shake your faith in the Republics, Paragina.
Some people believe in the gods. I believe in the Republics. They will endure long after I am gone.
But do you ever wonder what they'll become?
Of course. But my place is to protect the Republics, for those who will shape its future.
Man, she is really sold on these fucking Republics. Hey, I wonder if Tiana knows anything about... She nods at you, smiling, and rests her palm on the skin of her drum. Palagina tips her head up and smiles. Do you know anything about the tribe's missing Koiki? Frowning, she sweeps her hand out to gesture at the entire village at once. She shrugs. Then her hand wanders toward her belly. She sighs through her nose. Alright, so she's hungry, just like everyone else here. Again, they should probably avail themselves of some of that infinite hagfish, I'm just saying.
Whatever you need, you must only ask.
Apparently I don't need anything. Bye. Thought I'd question all the, you know, relevant people. See if anybody knows anything. Listen to everybody's opinions about what's his name. As they all tell me what a piece of shit he is.
For what do you linger here? The village is much too quiet.
Her restless hands fidget with her weapon while her slitted eyes scan the horizon. Farewell. Well, Vector's not gonna know anything.
No sign of my shipmates on the horizon.
Didn't they say somebody was hanging out on the beach over here? Oh, I didn't realize I could come through here. Under this stone arch. What is this? Oh! I just found the fruit! Well, I found a dried Koiki fruit. It's a rare and extremely valuable commodity in Tikawara. This piece has been intentionally dried to last in case of scarcity. Well, that was easy. Who was it that they said had been hanging out over here? Drying hut north of the Ranga's home. Akeho is the guy. They said he was hanging out over on this part of the beach. So maybe Pakeho... What's up, Chimerical Jim? How you doing? Rongi. Rongi the fish mat guy? Oh, there's Pakeho. He's the guy that hates the Lagerfath.
You need something?
The fisherman scratches his cheek, dusting it with the glimmering scales. Makumu says you caught Tamao stealing Koiki.
Ikira.
Pauses and stares at you with wide eyes.
Tamao was creeping around the drying hut where we stored Koiki for the ceremony, north of our Ranga's home.
Creeping around the drying hut. He tips his head to gesture away, holding your eye contact all the while.
I grabbed Tamao by the wrist and dragged him to Makumu. We found all of the Koiki were gone.
That is not evidence that...
The snake brought this on himself, I say. Now Makumu will deliver him to Tangaloa's maw, where he belongs.
Keiho nods slowly. How you doing, Miracle Jim? Good to see ya. Right, go in there at night, yeah. Sounds like the type of story a Koiki thief would tell. You know, saying that you saw someone else steal the Koiki is exactly what the Koiki thief would say. It's the first sign of being a Koiki thief, in fact. Did you actually see Tamao with any Koiki?
Ikira, it is as I said. Tamao was near the Koiki hut.
People must walk near the fucking hut all the time. It doesn't... Maybe it's all coincidental? Oh, Nox. What the fuck? He blinks at you. A bead of sweat rolls down his brow. Oh! He has a bead of sweat. He's guilty.
Stuffing his face, I say. And if he will not admit it in this life, he will pay in the next one.
You look awfully nervous, Pakeho. He opens his mouth to retort, but closes it and hangs his head.
It is said the gods piss on the souls of liars before sending them back to Eora as krill. Tamao stole no Koiki.
Wow, that was really easy getting him to fess up.
Kahopa must have made Tamao from sand lice, because he gives nothing to the tribe, only takes.
Did you steal the Koiki?
No! Ikira, I did not do this.
Really?
I provide for the tribe. Not like that louse Tamao.
He wrinkles his nose and looks away. I can see why you'd want Tamao out of the way.
Ikira, I say Tamao is guilty even if he has no Koiki juice on his hands.
Right, because that sounds like some good justice. I accuse you of a crime! Okay, actually, I know you didn't do the crime, but you're still guilty!
He hates the tribe. Pity and charity fill his belly and shell pouch, and he has not strained a muscle to serve anyone but himself.
Keiho balls his hands at his sides.
Knowing this does not bring the Koiki back to the drying hut, but it will help to heal the tribe.
Would Makumu accept your retraction without Koiki to prove it?
No. He wants the Koiki and the guilty. So do we all, I say.
How do I know you're guilty? The complete lack of evidence, that's how. That's right, Tim. Not having any evidence is the first sign of your guilt. Because that just means that you're a cunning criminal who covered up all the evidence. If there had been some evidence, it might have seemed, you know, circumstantial. Like maybe you didn't really do it. But no evidence at all. That's the most suspicious thing.
I cannot say if the true thief covered their tracks, since Makumu never looked for clues.
Pakeho shrugs and calmly brushes sand off his foot.
But the drying hut? Ikira, in his sandals, this is where I would look.
Very well. I found the stolen Koiki fruit hidden on the beach. Makumu will be glad to see it recovered, but he'll also want to know who's to blame. Alright, Pakeho. Lying ass witness. Let's go over here by the drying hut. Can you make jerky out of fish? I don't think I've ever seen fish jerky. I don't think I'd want to. It sounds nasty, but... Well, that's not evidence. This is the drying hut, right? Or is this the drying hut? That's the communal storage hut. But they said north of the chieftain's house. You've had salmon and trout jerky, much more tasty than you'd think. Really? Sounds like something I've got to try one of these times. They said the drying hut was north of the Ranga's house. This is the Ranga's house. Then there's a big old fence. Then there's this place. But this place is listed as the communal storage hut. You could say that maybe this is north of the Ranga's house. But it doesn't look like there's anything I can do here. Now when I came over here I found a sword. But it was just a sword. I don't think it was any kind of special evidence. No special evidence description. Now someone's stolen the drying hut! Will this crime spree never end? What next? Pretty soon the whole village is gonna be gone. This fucking asshole. No time to talk.
No time for talk, friend.
Motherfucker. You have so much time to talk. Oh my god. Why? Why Ngati? Honestly, the statue still looks a lot better than she actually looked in person. The bell's reliefs have been worn smooth in some places and crusted with patina in others. The statue depicts a voluptuous woman with the head of an anglerfish. The paint is thick, as if freshly applied. Yeah, I know. I've met her. She's fucking horrible. Okay. There's the shrine. We'll go in there in a second. This is just another way out of town, right? Odin's Raven up there!
Tell me.
Die, Raven! Oh, never mind. Not gonna happen.
Indeed.
Okay, let's see what's cracking in the shrine. I wonder if the shrine keeper will also have a quest for me. That would be nice. Looks pretty legit in here. What's this?
Amazing.
Whoop. I don't need any of your crap.
A little bitter today, outsider.
Mira's wins, huh? In Tikawara, we work hard, but find little food. Yeah. The archipelago is full of new faces, I say. Tikawara welcomes you, I say. You think life will be better if the Valians come? I'm not sure. Yeah, I'm sure. A bunch of fucking greedy corporate assholes coming to extract as much wealth and resources from your land as possible to make maximized profits while not giving a shit about your existence. That's gonna end well for you, I'm certain. as it always does in such situations. This looks like a smaller, older version of the statue outside. The wood is smooth and mottled with water damage. Alright, Nairi. Let's discuss your situation. This woman is young, but her serious manner makes her look much older. Her nose and ears are pierced in several places, and her mouth is twisted in a scowl. Yeah.
More outlanders. Are your masters so desperate that they send you to plunder a starving village?
I think we got off on the wrong foot. Say Karuna, captain of the Sea Cow.
For what do you say this? To impress me? You are no different from the last ones who came through.
She shakes her head, scowling.
Outlanders conquer us with ink and paper packs as well as blades. But they conquer us all the same.
She squares her stance and grimaces. Oh, I could be snotty with some streetwise. I'm not here to conquer anyone.
Akira. That is what the last bunch said.
She crosses her arms and glares.
Ruanu. He collaborates with the bottom feeders who went to Pokokahara for Adra riches. I warned the Valians about Pokokahara, but why listen to the ignorant Huana girl? Now I remain. They are gone. Taken by the curse.
So shouldn't you be happy about that? If, like, they were so terrible and you hate them so much, and now they went and they got destroyed by the curse? Like, yay, win-win, right? Well, not really win-win. Not a win for them, just a win for you, actually. So just win once. Singular win. Win, period. What curse?
Those who make for Pokokahara are devoured by Nagati, the trickster of the seas.
Her hand strays to a coral crescent at her neck. It's pitted with age, and it looks older than her.
Forgive me for saying, but I ain't afraid of your goddess. I got a divine purpose, and so blessed protection from my god.
How comforted these outsiders must feel when they lie to themselves as well.
As though they care what happens to any of us. Percam Blanca, you are young, but not so young to be this naive.
Alagina is so sick of all this god talk. Shodi does not like her anti-religiousness. Are these two gonna have a fight again? Her eyes narrow, dark lashes fusing.
We have cause to respect the gods in the Deadfire, daughter of Amira.
She places special emphasis on the last phrase. Oh my god, Palagina hates being called that.
Dark clouds surround Pokokahara, and in my dreams, they swallow us all.
Dude, those dark clouds are no joke. You're not wrong there. I got killed by one of those clouds. She looks at the statue next to her, her eyes bright with intensity. It's a good speech. It sounds like one she's rehearsed a little too carefully. What's up, Fry Guy? How you doing? Well, Fry Guy, almost nobody in the world actually knows that, though. Like, my character knows it. A handful of other people know it. But almost everybody in the world does not, in fact, know where the gods came from. Do you really believe all of that? She sighs deeply, her bony shoulders rising like a vulture's wings.
We tell these stories not because they happen just so. We tell them for what they mean. Our Rangosphere makes him too trusting. He believes the Valiant traders will protect us if they settle here and mine Pokokahara.
He believes. He believes in the fun trade between friends. He still thinks the word fun in there is actually true. And the word friends. It was really weird when they had the big argument when they first met. She closes her eyes and shakes her head.
They will. It is what the company has done throughout the Eastern Reach. Why not here?
Wait, what has the company allegedly done? Oh. Believes they'll protect us. Yeah, whatever, Pallegina. You're like the blindest nationalist I've ever seen. Like, if Pallegina was from Nazi Germany, she'd be defending them.
So the villagers pour their sweat into the sand, building a trading post on a barren island.
Okay. What's this? Eothas from Edir. What do you think will happen?
If more Valians come? Akira, the same thing that has happened with every other foreigner.
She waves a gangly arm in the air. Throw your gangly arms in the air. Wave them like you just don't care.
They will kill us, rob us, enslave us. And we will be too busy building their halls and sweeping their docks to fight.
She bites her lip in a bitter frown. No, I don't think she's really wrong.
You are known as a friend to the Huana. If you did not win our favor to simply profit from us, then prove it now. If you go to Pococahara, I say the best thing is to destroy it for the tribe.
Her brow raises sharply as she studies your reaction.
Sometimes the ends justify the means.
She nods.
Akira, your friend sees the shape of things. When the Hydra is gone, the Valians will dig somewhere else, leaving us to point our canoes toward more welcoming shores.
Yeah, but you still won't have any fucking food or anything. There's no more other shores. Like, there's nowhere you can go where you're not going to run afoul of whoever else already owns or wants to own that place. Why don't they just move is not an acceptable fucking strategy. Let's see, Tim says, ha, we tell these stories not because they're based in fact, but because we want to use them to impart whatever meaning is convenient for us at the time. Yeah, well that's the whole reason we have folklore. Duh. Oh my god, Nox, look at number 2. Charge, ram the pillar! Ram the pillar. How do you expect me to destroy Luminous Adra?
If I knew, then I would go myself. Anything that is built can surely be destroyed, Akira. And the storms are proof of powerful magic at work.
Yeah, but I'm not the one that has that powerful magic.
Dispel this magic, banish it, whatever needs doing.
She brushes off her palms. Knock over an Audra pillar? I do enjoy a challenge.
I hope so. And we did not speak of this, Akira?
She nods, but her eyes are still narrowed in caution. No, no, no! After I destroy this fucking Pococahara thing, I'm gonna tell everyone. I did this because Nari told me to. I hear that Anaharu also had problems with outsiders. She winces as you speak the name. One hand strays to the coral crescent pendant. She forces it back down, pinning her hand beneath a folded arm.
Anaharu was a tribe's priest before me. And he was my father. Before he challenged Ruanu to a trial of waves.
Ooh, a trial of waves ain't no joke. She sighs and takes hold of the pendant, gripping it in a tight fist.
But he was cast off. We are forbidden to speak of him.
You just spoke of him. I'm telling everybody. What does it mean to be cast off?
It means the tribe must forget him.
He winces.
The Ranga divided his possessions among the other Mataru, and now we do not speak of him.
Swallows, still looking away. Tell me about the Trial of Waves.
When there is an argument between leaders that cannot be answered, we turn to Nagati.
Of course you do.
Two challengers risk violent currents, beasts from the deep, and waves that would dash them against the rocks. The winner, if there is one, has Nagati's favor. The loser, living or dead, is forgotten by Nagati and the tribe.
I would love to be forgotten by Nagati. Her gaze turns downcast. Why did Anaharu challenge Ruano to a trial of waves?
My father knew the traders are as dangerous as pirates and slavers, perhaps more, because they grow strong in Neketaka.
Her mouth becomes a hard line. Her eyes for a moment look distant, dead. A trial of waves is a thing to go through when you're trying to decide whether you want to subscribe to Waves full time. You get a 30-day trial of Waves. After that, Waves is $15.99 a month.
So, when the expedition came, he begged Ruana to send them away and move the tribe to another island.
Her knobby knuckles pale as she squeezes the pendant.
Ruanu, he did not listen, and Anaharu was done talking.
And then Anaharu got his ass kicked, and now he's gone. I see.
Anaharu goes to his next life, but forgotten, he goes to a different tribe.
She hangs her head. Well, good for him then. It sounds like a win, because this tribe is fucked. Pretty much any other tribe he could go to would be a step up from this fucking, like... You don't seem to think much of Ruano's leadership, but Ruano seems so nice.
He is Aranga. My own great-aunt looked into his soul and declared him such.
Even as she says this, she hesitates, one hand clenching and a fist at her side.
I must respect him, even as he builds a village for our enemies.
Well, have you tried reasoning with him?
Akira, I have, and so did
She breaks off, looking down and frowning.
Anaharu. I must learn to stop saying his name.
Dude, you've said his name so many times just since I walked in here. You suck at not saying his name. Are you the priestess of this tribe? She nods, one finger brushing the crescent pendant at her neck.
We worship the same gods as the foreigners, but sometimes with different names. This is Nagati, the trickster of the seas.
Yeah, she's fucking awful in the, like, other people's version, and she's even worse in your version. It's like you took a really shitty god, and then took a big old shit on the shitty god. And now you have a double shit god. Your god really sucks. I'm just, I think I'm trying to express that, and I don't know if it's coming across. She points to the wooden statue. It's as smooth as an old piece of driftwood, and the sun-bleached and water-stained patches suggest years of travel from one village to the next.
You worship Gon same as I do, at least in Neketaka. But I'll admit I've never called Andra Ngati.
Who the fuck is she talking to? They don't worship Gon. She just said they worship Ngati. I don't know. Palagina doesn't like the fucking propriety talk.
Foreigners know her as Andra. To us, there is no difference.
Well, you're barking up the wrong god tree. Let me just tell you that right now. I mean, they're all kind of shitheads. None of them are particularly nice. You might as well worship the undead Aurochs one. He's the one that the other gods are actually scared of, so that way you know you're worshiping the tough god. You're all for lore, but I think all these different names for the same thing make the lore overly obtuse. Well, I think they make sense and seem more flavorful. If you go to a different culture far away from the other lands, and you've got tribal peoples there, it makes sense they would have their own versions of the gods. That one, Aurochs. I mean, honestly, all of these gods suck. Now that I've pretty much met them all personally, Pococahara lies due east of Tikawara, and the ruins are open to explore. Imuihi worries that the Lagafath of Tikawara pose a grave threat to the village. She wants the Broodmother dead. Imuihi wants to eliminate the Lagafath of Tikawara. She told me the Broodmother lives in a ravine on the island. Killing her should scatter the rest of the creatures. I'm hoping I can, like, make peace with the Lagafath. Basically, all these gods suck. Except Eothas, and he may suck since he is kind of currently going through this thing where he's killing shitloads of people. Which, you know, doesn't really speak as well for him. Also, he also started this other war and got shitloads of people killed. So, even the least shitty god is a shitty god. I guess Bareth isn't so bad. But the rest of them are just dicks. All of them. Look, it's like Tyrion Lannister said in an episode of Game of Thrones. Why do all the gods have to be such miserable cunts? The way he delivered that line was really funny, too. Alright. Well, we've talked to her. It's like the gods in God of War, too. They're all dicks. Pretty much.
Knowing your inclinations about the gods, I'm surprised you didn't give Ruanu a piece of your mind.
Ruanu is the Ranga of Tikawara. I cannot risk the company's interest here by offending him.
And I suppose he did do enough talking for all of us.
Oh, that's why she didn't lip off to the Ranga. That actually makes sense. Okay, well, I got the dried Kawiki fruit. I know who I need to talk to. I think I need to talk to little homie. Maybe I need to catch him in the act, though. So what we're gonna do is just wait until about midnight. Now we're gonna come down here and see if little homie is down here fucking around with fruit or whatever. There he is.
Follow me?
Ha! Okay, you're guilty, bro. You're so fucking guilty. Rangi keeps his hands at his sides, breathing heavily all the while. You seem awfully nervous. Something the matter?
Can a weaver not soak his feet in the cool sand? Our village has troubles, Akira. I go here to set mine afloat on Ngati's back.
Is that like some kind of weird way of saying you're like taking a shit in the ocean? He nods to indicate the peaceful lapping of waves. Tell me what's going on before I drown you in a tide pool. Come on, I can tell you're up to something.
If you will not leave me alone, then I go.
He raises his brows and studies you.
All this noisy tarrying exposes us to hungry Lavufath.
He begins to track back to the village, glancing once over his shoulder. You need to begin the track back to telling me the fucking truth.
I see your feet will not let you stay in one place.
Fish belly sheen. Yeah, I should have known right from the fish belly sheen face description that he was guilty of something. Talk to our Ranga. We could have just said chief, but we just want to make everything confusing for you. Care to explain this kawiki fruit I found on the beach? He blinks at you, his mouth falling open. At first, it seems like he's going to protest, but then he simply hangs his head in surrender.
I stole the Koiki, not Tamao.
I knew it. He winces.
Ruanu would have us waste our last Koiki on a ceremony to the gods. I say the seeds must be harvested and planted.
He nods, resolute on this point even as he eases back.
So I hide them by the shore, where the sun warms the sand just so. And I wait.
You're trying to plant seeds in fucking sand? I don't know how much you know about, you know, what causes plants to grow. What does that have to do with harvesting seeds?
The sun and sand gives the fruit a warm nest. Ikira? Koiki is tough, stubborn. It does not surrender without a fight. I let Amira's hot breath warm the heart of the seeds and tell them to grow.
And the seeds be like, I would, but there's no fucking nutrients in this sand, Amira. Fuck yourself. That's pretty much how that conversation goes between Amira and the seeds. Them? You can't claim you're saving the last fruit when there are multiple fruits to which you refer to as them. The last, you know, fruit as a plural. I mean, if you think about it, you could take all the fruits that exist, and you could call them the last fruits. Because once you've taken them all, there aren't going to be any more. Now these are the last ones. So Tamao is an innocent man after all.
What say? He has stolen, insulted us, even hurled insults at the gods.
Rangi spits and wipes his mouth with the back of his hand.
He is no innocent, I say. If birthing a new crop of Koiki means his sacrifice, even Ngati would forgive this.
So why frame Tamao? Why not explain it to the chieftain?
Ruanu would not understand. A Kuaru like me is no farmer. It is not my place to decide what is harvested.
Honestly, I mean, assuming that your leader is that dumb, I can't think of a single place in real life whose leader is so stupid that they couldn't understand. Oh. Not my place to decide what is harvested.
But if I can spring life from the Koiki seeds, then we have a chance to feed the tribe on a new crop.
Yeah, but what if you can't?
At least, what tribe still lives by the time the fruit grows?
Glances away and sighs. I don't dig this guy's plan, or his methods. So it's just a question of what I tell Makumu.
Ikira, but say nothing.
Rangi takes a step closer, his eyes widening.
If Ruana takes back the Koiki, we will grow nothing else in time to sustain the tribe.
He bows his head, speaking to the ground between his feet. What about some of that infinite hagfish? Oh, boss, thank you so much for the 2 months in a row Twitch Prime subscription. Really appreciate it, boss. Really appreciate it. Welcome back to the no emote family. Can we get Eothas to do these guys a favor and step on this island? Yeah, maybe he'll break through to some layers of earth that have some fucking arable soil. I'm not keeping your secret. Eat a dick, Rongi. I will consider it.
I beg of you. For the good of the tribe, let Tumau meet the gods that the rest of us might eat again.
No, I'm gonna let you murder some dude who didn't even do the thing you're accusing them of. For your possible half-assed plan.
What say? Friend?
We're not friends. Rongi swallows down a lump in his throat as he sees you approach. Nothing. I got nothing to say to you. Alright. Instead of going directly back to Macumba Matata or whatever his name is, I'm gonna go see if I can talk to the chief. I mean, the Ranga. Now, it could be that he's the Ranga person to talk to about this. Oh, who's this fucking lazy fuck, too?
No time for talk, friend.
I hate that guy. I hate that guy for leaning there constantly and saying he has no time to talk. I'm gonna see if I can talk to, the Ranga here. Ruanu.
Whatever you need, you must only ask.
Okay. Apparently I can't talk to you. Fine. Let's go back to Makumu, or whatever his name is. What if I talk to Tamao again? Nodding to you in recognition, Tamao sighs and rolls his head to the side, waiting for you to speak up. Yes, they got Neil deGrasse Tyson to do a voice for the game. That would be crazy. But no, it's not him. I found the missing Kuiki fruit. He blinks at you, narrowing his eyes.
You'll want to speak with this knife-wielding baboon, Makumu.
Tamao jerks his head to gesture the warrior over.
What say? Is the bride imp ready for his confession?
Makumu folds his arms and grimaces down at Tamao. Akeho was lying. Tamao didn't steal the Kuiki.
What say? Vakehu speak through a false blowhole?
Shut your blowhole. Oh, that's good. I like the fact that they're calling dudes' mouths a blowhole and shit. Makumu narrows his eyes.
Prove it. Show me the real traitor.
He opens his eyes, gesturing to the surrounding huts. Rongi was hiding this on the shore. The dagger bobs in Makumu's hand, his pinched glare hovering on Tamao.
Akira, this is true? Why would Rongi do this?
He wanted the Kuiki seeds to sprout.
What say? He thinks a weaver knows better than the Ranga what to do with our fruit?
Well, I mean, what does the Ranga know about fucking agriculture? I'm guessing a big bunch of nothing. His grip tightens on the hilt of the dagger. Hey, what's up, Askel? Welcome back.
Two traitors. But only one deserves death this day.
Resolved, Makumu nods to himself and presses his lips together. Without another word, he passes you some bottles and shells. What? You're just giving me your crap that you don't want. Tikawara Village likes us a lot. Is that the quest complete? I blamed Rongi for the theft of the Kuiki flute. Flute? The Kawiki Flute. How do they feel about me here now? Oh, they like me. I got a 3. I hope they don't all, you know, starve to death now or whatevs. Look, they allegedly have Valians to trade with. What?
No time for talk, friend.
Okay, you know what? No. No. Nope. I'm afraid that's unacceptable. Oh, this guy's tough. He just soaked that like it weren't no thing. You got time to talk now? What's happening? Oh, ogres. Oh, that's who he was. That's why he was waiting around. He's the guy that I needed to bring the missive with He's the guy that I need to bring the missive to with Maya. That's right, I need to bring Maya into this village and talk to him with her. I forgot. Well, doing that actually conveniently reminded me of that fact. When did you start today's stream? I started around 11 o'clock Pacific time. Streamed for a little while. Took about an hour break. Then started again. And now, since the break, it's been about an hour and a half. Hey, 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 beautiful entities. What's up, son? How you doing? Good to see you, man.
I trust you.
Alright. So now that we've handled that, I wonder what happened to that guy. And I wonder what happened to the guy that got released. Kill Rongi and you fail the Kawiki Fruit quest? Guess you found your thief. That's one way to find out what you need to do for quests. Kill everyone and find out what quests fail. Yeah, Fry Guy. That would work. Hey, Cuddly Panda, how you doing? Welcome. K-ho. I wonder where that guy went. Moihi?
For what do you linger here?
No, we're done. Well, now who's gonna sell mats? Nobody, that's who. There are a few fish here. When I was watching somebody do part of this in the backer beta, I remember they made a different decision on that quest than I just did. They sold the they let him kill the innocent guy. And like he came down here somewhere around here and dude's like body was like hanging from a fucking something. He was like dead. But I don't know. But I made the different decision, so I don't know if we'll find the other guy's body hanging, or if we will not find such a thing. There's Makumu, though.
Justice is most terrible when its blade falls on a friend, I say. Rongi.
Makumu inhales sharply and trails off, his expression stony. See, that's why I don't like laws that are very strict like this, where it's like, our laws say that if someone does this, we must execute them. So then, when the thing happens, they just say, okay, we gotta execute them, it's the law, we have to, so we will. Whereas if they had a more open type of thing, it could be more case-by-case basis, and they could judge what the most fair and just thing is to do in the very specific situation. Without like, welp, this is what we have to do, it's the law. Now the downside is, if you don't have those specific laws like that, hey! It's Tamao. Stretching to crack his spine, Tamao favors you with a tired, disinterested glance.
I hope you do not come for thanks. My gratitude pouch is as empty as my belly, I say.
The fact that I can slap him and I'll get positive rep with the village for doing it. We saw you slap Tamao. That was cool. You're not even a little thankful.
For what? Because I am no longer accused? I say you set a low bar.
He snorts derisively and focuses attention elsewhere. You know, I stopped them from killing you, but it's not too late for me to kill you, just saying. I agree with that, Josiah? Yes, I do. Case-by-case judgment. Well, the problem with case-by-case, although it sounds great in theory, case-by-case is great if you have a wise and judicious person to do the judging and to do the deciding of the case-by-case. But what happens when you have a crazy person or a fucking tyrannical despot or somebody who's just super pissed off at the world? Or what happens when you have somebody that isn't going to make good judgments on the case-by-case? Now there's no laws to bind what that person will do. Which is why we have judges, but our judges in my country still have a considerable amount of rules and restrictions that they have to go by. They can't just decide whatever the fuck they want about a case. But I like the idea of not having to have those rules and just making sure that somehow magically, again, this isn't realistic because, you know, it's just not, but somehow magically make sure that you always have wise and judicious and even-tempered and insightful human beings are the only ones that ever get to make the decisions in these things. If that was the case, then you wouldn't really need, you know, set laws on this stuff. If only we could just make sure that happens. But, you know, we can't. So really, it's kind of a lose-lose situation. What was the story here? A guy was accused of stealing the last fruits that the tribe had to eat. They were going to use all the fruits at a final sort of harvest festival thing for the tribe. This guy allegedly stole the last fruits, so they were going to kill him, but he said he didn't do it. So then I found out that the guy who accused him of doing it was in fact lying. Then I found the actual dried fruit hidden by the beach, and we found the guy that actually had done it had stolen the fruit so that he could hide it and dry it out and try to plant the seeds and grow more fruit, hoping that that would save the tribe and not have them just waste all the fruits and eat the seeds and have everybody possibly die of starvation after that. So then I had to decide whether I was going to keep that guy's secret and let them condemn and kill the guy who didn't actually do it, or tell the truth and have them kill the other guy who had done it but had, you know, ostensibly done it for the good of the tribe in his mind, and then let the guy that everybody hated but who was technically innocent of this crime go. And I chose the latter. If we were wise, there would be no crime. Well, I'm not saying everybody in the society has to be wise. I'm just saying we need to take the few wise people that there are and put them in charge of judging everything. But the problem is, you know, how do you know who the wise people are? Who's going to agree on who the wise people are? How do you know that even once you have the wise people there, that they're not going to get corrupt and become unwise, etc., etc.? I mean, there's so many things that can go wrong when you're relying on human reasonability as the basis of your system. There ain't no wise, benevolent rulers. Well, it's not impossible that there could be wise, benevolent rulers. It's just, it tends to be that most of the people that end up getting into power are not wise or benevolent. Palagino likes benevolent authoritarianism. With or without the benevolent, I think.
Whatever you need, you must only ask.
Farewell. Yeah, they have to get their information from somewhere. That information could be corrupted. Exactly. That information would almost certainly be corrupted. I mean, plus there's just the fact of politics and conflicting interests and... I think it's more or less impossible to come up with a good system that actually works for everybody and doesn't lend itself to any kind of corruption or tyranny or you know, brokenness. I mean, honestly, at that point, we might as well have anarchy. Pure anarchy, because if some people are going to get fucked over by having a system, everyone might as well just be fucked over. Yeah, you could have the smartest, wisest person working off the wrong info. Exactly. Exactly. What's the best multi-class? I don't know what the best multi-class is, Omnikafka. I think anything with Paladin. Paladin and other classes seem to combine very well. Paladin Wizard is really good. Paladin Rogue is really good. Paladin Fighter is really good. Paladin Monk is really good. What makes Paladin so great? Because it actually can do a lot of damage and it has great survivability. So pretty much whatever class you combine it with, it enhances it. Do a 5-man all with Paladin something. Yeah, you could certainly do that. Yeah, God, that actually would be a pretty great class. Pretty great, party, I think. But there's lots and lots of other good combinations. My combination that I'm using for my character is not a good combination. Do not do Cipher Priest. Bad combination. I guess we're done here for now. In the village. I think we're gonna go explore the rest of the island. I don't want to get on the ship right now, actually. Did your boat gain more triumphs? Yeah, look how many triumphs I have. All of those. All of these. I have tons of triumphs. I've been killing other captains, like, left and right. Yeah, Paladin Cipher could be really good too. If you do the melee type of Cipher with the Soul Annihilation, That would be a really good class, too. Really good, actually. The mind control skills are great. They're really good. I use them almost exclusively on my Cipher. Puppet Master and Whisper of Treason. They work really good. They almost always hit. They last a long fucking time. Well, it depends on how you build your character. My character's built with a huge amount of perception and a huge amount of intellect. So I almost always hit, and they last a really long time. And what's great about the mind control spells in this game, as compared to the first game, is you can keep hitting that enemy, and they will stay charmed. They will stay charmed even if you keep hitting them. So you can just charm one enemy, and he'll just stand there and do nothing for 30 seconds while you just beat on him. Or if there's multiple enemies, he'll fight his other enemies while not fighting you, and you can keep attacking them. And you can have more than one person charmed at once. So, you know, I can sit there and charm or dominate like 3 different enemies. And then we kill everybody, and then we can keep killing those ones that are dominated and charmed because they won't even attack us back. They're fucking so good. Really overpowered, the charm and dominate powers in this. All named captains have triumphs, yeah. So, if anytime you defeat a named captain, you get their triumph. You know, I got the triumph of Radulf, Ond, Sheila, Dour Old Forwin, Rafik the Redbeard, Asila Wave Skipper, Well-Weathered Cormio, Dario the Lean, Biakara, Ruddy Robble, Beggar Wifrith. I have all of those.
Indeed.
Yeah, Paladin Cipher with the soul annihilation focus one, it sounds so good. It would be really good. Okay, we're gonna go explore the island, I guess. Leave town on foot. You still have hognose cannons? Why not switch to the double barrel ones? I have Imperial long guns, which I use because they have the longest range. And I like to stay at long range and sort of, because I have rear cannons on my type of ship, so I can sail away from the enemy and keep shooting them from my aft-facing cannon, and they just have to like keep following after me and try to catch up to me. But my ship is also really fast, so they basically can't, and I just get to keep shooting them and they can't shoot me. It's kind of good. Or if they sit there and just try to exchange fire with me, then I'm outside of the good range for their guns, but they're still within the good range for my guns. And if they try to close the distance, then I just sail away. Oh yeah, I jibe all the time. I jibe all the time, Askell. Alright. So, we've got a lot of stuff here on this little map. Let's see what Sunepu Beach is all about. Pococahara Ruins. So Pococahara is like right over here. Yeah. Something about the curve of the path ahead of you gives you pause. With the obscured sight lines, you recognize this as a good site for an ambush. At the same time, you don't hear anything out of the ordinary. Actually, you don't hear anything at all. No hum of insects, no rustling of animals. Even the air has stilled. Alright, good night, Tim. Thanks for coming by. See you later, buddy. Even the air is stilled. Ooh, I can use my cipher power here to search for the presence of other minds. You open your mind to your surroundings, seeking higher thoughts. Sure enough, you sense a pulsing, baleful hostility nearby. I guess we'll continue cautiously forward. Oh. He's already gotten wounded. Man, it's always Aloth that gets hurt. A sharp intake of breath follows a quiet thump, and you look towards the sounds to find a feathered dart protruding from Sekaruna's side. It doesn't look like it's protruding from her side. It looks like it's protruding from him. Your companion blinks at the projectile for a moment before tearing it free and throwing it aside. Sekaruna stumbles sideways and points past you. Somehow, Aloth was injured from that. How does Aloth get injured from a dart hitting Sekaruna? Oh, it's a fucking Lagothath. What other class combos? What do you think about Ghost Heart Beckoner? Yeah, that could be good, I guess. I don't really like the idea of the Beckoner that much. I mean, I've heard it's really good. I've heard the Beckoners are absurdly good, actually, but I don't like the fact that the things you summon have, like, half health. Seems like they would die really fast, but there's twice as many of them, so... And I don't know, I don't really like Rangers much at all. The last one you played so far was Ravager, Hellwalker Monk, and Berserker Barbarian. Yeah, that sounds pretty good. Empathetic injury. I guess so, Nox. With long, flailing limbs, a colossal figure charges towards you, its bulbous eyes filled with hunger. Uh-oh, we got some bulbous eyes, folks. I will close those bulbous eyes permanently. Well, shit. And he's even got a oh, not a sigil. Hold the fuck on. Run away! Alright, you guys can fight now. Like, watch, this guy. Oh, look at him. He's a one skull, skulking terror. Let's see if we can calm him the fuck down. 86% chance on my Dominator. There, he's dominated. Now, where's he going? For the next 13.8 seconds. No, don't. No, don't go near the thing. Don't go near the thing. I lied. Everybody back off. I don't know what he's actually doing right now.
Perfect.
Okay. Didn't really need to dominate that guy. Yeah, I don't know if he was actually attacking it or not. I think he just went over to stand next to it. Because he didn't have any other enemies to attack. With AoE heals from paladins, they may live longer. The idea was many of them will take hits from enemies, so take focus away from team and can just be resummoned along with the Ghost Wolf, so a lot of targets. That's true. That's a good idea. That is a good idea. Finished your RP run and went straight for the min-max builds. Nature godlike monk was fighting with fists. Obvious thing to call him Bruce Lee. Bruce Tree! Oh, Bruce Tree! Yep, I see what you did there.
I shall.
I hate those fucking sigils. A fine club. Alright, Aloth, this is you.
That's it!
No, don't cast lightning on it. It'll bounce it back at you. Actually, I don't know if it will or not. Let's find out. I think it's only those tall, like, stone pillar-looking ones that bounce the spells back at you. The primitive-looking ones don't seem to do that, which is nice. Well, Cipher Rogue's a really good combo. Fighter Wizard is really good too. Actually, Wizard with any kind of melee class, because Wizards have some amazing defensive buffs that you can put on yourself and then wade into melee and just, like, be a practically untouchable. So if you want to do melee and you want to have some magic too, like a Wizard Fighter, Wizard Paladin, Wizard Rogue, any of those. Wizard Barbarian even, which sounds weird, but it would actually work pretty well. Alright, well, we took that guy out. Chain Lightning crit that shit for 83. Good job, Aloth. The key to grabbing the initial aggro is to have your tank go in before anyone else, so that he's the only target enemies to have choose. I mean, sometimes you don't get to start off a fight that way, but... Oh, I don't think this is going to be good. This is going to be a buff stealer if I search this. Yeah, I'm not going to search this right now. Because if I do, it'll steal my buffs. Pretty sure it's just a bug, but you can get these buffs from the inn, and you can wander around the high seas, dungeons, cities, anywhere for days and days and days and days and days, and they will not wear off. But if you go to one of these world map search locations, and you search for 2 fucking hours, those buffs are gone. Every time. I think it's a bug. I don't think it's supposed to work that way, but it does, unfortunately. So when you have those buffs on from the inn, and you want to keep those inn buffs without having to go all the way back to Nekataka and go all the way back to the inn and buy those buffs again, don't search places like this until you're literally ready to go back to the city and pay for those again. I need to take a super fast 2-minute break. I suppose I could end this episode. Why not? So if you're watching the stream, don't go anywhere because I'm not done playing. If you're watching on YouTube, that's going to do it for this episode. So thank you for watching. This has been Josiah Plays Pillars of Eternity 2 Deadfire. Okay, don't go anywhere. I'm not done. Hey, Saito. Welcome.